that I feel is going to be helpful for you, right? If you're somebody who desires to get into entrepreneurship, if you're someone right now who, maybe you like your job, but you just want to be able to have another stream of income on the side, and you want to be able to supplement your income, you want to stay online for this because I'm going to share some news, and I'm also going to share with you how you can do that. Because there's no doubt about it right now. Maybe you like your job, but you just want to be able to have the situation in America is getting worse, right? So the big news that I want to talk about, it's the job cuts, y'all. All around America, there have been job cuts, like everywhere. As a matter of fact, I did some homework here, and I took a look at the monthly number of job losers in the United States from March 2022 to March 2024. So this is a 2-year span, y'all. And what I found when I took a look at this is that about 2 years ago, the number of job losses in March 2023, as a matter of fact, 1 year ago, in March 2023, the number of job losses that we see in America was around 2.95 million, okay? All right, around 2.95 million. Right now, in March 2024, okay, we're looking at 3.04 million. Y'all, that is a 3% rise, okay, in job losses. So what does this mean? It means simply that the job losses are increasing, okay? So this is a real problem. As a matter of fact, I seen this article that I wanted to go ahead and share. It's about Tesla, and this actually caught my attention because Tesla is a company that I like. My family has a Tesla. We drive a Tesla, right? And so to see Tesla is conducting even more layoffs, including in their entire supercharger team, okay? Tesla has laid off has already laid off more than 10% of their global workforce, okay? And they're laying off even more. I personally like Tesla, y'all. Obviously, we drive a Tesla. It is absolutely amazing. Love the vehicle. I have respect for Elon because I believe he has a really great business mind. At the same time, these are just the times that we're in, y'all. There's going to be more layoffs. And so when we see situations like this happen, where we are, we're experiencing a recession, and we see companies are laying off people, they're typically taking a look at their plan to pivot, because in the recession, y'all, a lot of different things happen, right? Now, the first major thing that happens in every recession is people start losing their jobs, right? Because the companies need to start looking at their bottom line. They need to start looking at their performance. They have to make sure that that as a company, as an entity, they are able to weather the storm when things go south. All right, so they start laying off people. Now, of course, this means that the people who are getting laid off, what this means for them is that they have to now find a new way to create income, and that's the difficult part about being an 9-to-5 employee, is that it feels that you feel secure, but you're not fully ever really secure, simply because when moments like this happen, and they have to make a decision, as a company, the company has to make a decision on whether to choose you or the company. They're going to go with the company, and rightfully so, if it were your own company, right? Which is the entire point, okay, of why I wanted to talk about this today, because the reality is, when you have your own company, that's when you really have security. When you have a business, right, that is producing, a business that is successful, a business that is able to provide you the income you need, and on your own terms, okay, that is when you have developed security. Because in reality, when we see recessions, let me go ahead and just talk about the 2008 recession real quick, because I think because I'm a real estate person, and there are a lot of real estate people out there, so you may even be somebody who's interested in real estate. I feel like this is something that is a great analogy for the point I'm trying to make here, which is, at the end of the day, even a recession like the 2008 recession, the real estate bubble in 2008, even something like that, okay, where we saw people lose their homes because people were getting fired. The interest rates were increasing because a lot of people had what's called variable interest rates, where the interest rates will change, okay, and vary depending upon what the Fed interest rates does. All right, and so what ended up happening was there were a bunch of people who got loans that they weren't supposed to get because they really couldn't afford to keep those loans. And when those interest rates increased, that's when they weren't able to afford them, increasing foreclosures, and as well, it's a recession too, so job losses, increasing number of foreclosures, and now we got this bubble, right? Because we have a whole bunch of people who are not able to no longer keep their home, and on top of that, we were experiencing people a shrink as well in the buyer's market. So property values were dropping like crazy. Now, at the end of the day, even though many people, including real estate investors, lost their hides during the 2008 to 2010-11 recession, even though there were many real estate investors, people who invested in real estate, y'all, who also lost their money. Some of them lost their money because they lost value and they couldn't afford to keep the house. Some of them lost their money because they had issues being able to cash flow it. Either way, people lost money. At the same time, while there were people who were losing money, there were also people who were making money. Okay, there were also people who got rich during the recession. There were also people who got wealthy, who built their entire wealth empire because they were active and they were doing the right things during the recession. What felt like the wrong time, they did the right things, and it turned out to be the right time for those people who knew how to pivot and how to move during an actual recession. Okay, so there's no doubt about it. When we take a look around, the statistics show, okay, and the activity show that we are in a recession. Okay, we've been in one. In my opinion, I tell you this all the time. We've been in a recession since COVID, right? Since COVID-19, it's been like choppy waters in the U.S. economy, right? At the same time, since COVID-19, the greatest opportunity for regular, everyday people to be able to increase their income and build wealth has been since COVID-19 in 2020. That is, right now is the greatest opportunity for every single person in America to build wealth. Right now, we are currently going through, right, the biggest wealth transfer in America. What does that mean? It means that at the end of the day, right now, you have an opportunity, the biggest opportunity right now, to build wealth for you and your family and leave behind a legacy. The thing is, most people are going to miss out on it. Why? Because most of them aren't even paying attention. Most people aren't even paying attention enough to really, they're busy, right? Busy bodies. So most people are going to miss the boat. But those who are paying attention and those who position themselves are going to reap the benefits of the opportunity to get wealthy today, right now. Okay, this is not something you have to wait for. Let's just take real estate, for example. Real estate is a great example. Let's go back to 2008 during when the recession finally ended, the real estate bubble was over, and now the real estate market was recovering. What happened? What do you think happened to all those houses that sold for 80% below value, 30% below value, 50% below value, all because there was a recession? What do you think happened to those houses that people had to sell back in 2008 to 2010? What do you think about the real estate values now? I'm gonna tell you right now, right, that real estate always appreciates in value. Guaranteed. Real estate will always appreciate in value, even if there is a recession. At the end of the day, in the long run, real estate will always appreciate in value. Everyone who had a piece of property in the 2008 market would have realized it, had they been able to hold their properties long enough, they would have regained everything they lost. Okay, and maybe even have regained more, or at least have regained a chunk of what they lost, because real estate is local. So that really means that at the end of the day, depending upon where the piece of real estate is, it's going to appreciate at a different rate, okay? But at the end of the day, let me ask you this. How about gas prices? When's the last time, since we're talking about Tesla, y'all, right? When's the last time gas price, has anyone here ever seen gas prices at 50 cents or $1? Never going to happen. So real estate, it's the same thing. You will never see, if the average real estate price, median home value in your area is $300,000, like in Central Florida, okay? I am here to tell you right now, you will never see the median average home value price in Central Florida go down to $50,000 ever again, okay? So real estate will always appreciate in value. So what am I getting at here? The greatest opportunity to get started and build your wealth is today, because as long as you got the right strategies, you'll be equipped to be able to go through the difficult times, and maybe even take those difficult times and convert those difficult times into your best times. COVID 2020, 2019, 2020, the year 2020, COVID-19 in the year 2020, okay? That year was an amazing year for us. That year was an amazing year for me. And the reason why is because that year was also a year where I got the opportunity to help a lot of people who were just laid off from their job, okay, and help them to make money in real estate even without a job. And I helped people who had jobs make money on the side, because there were a lot of people. Even today, this is another issue that's happening today, is inflation. A lot of people who was once able to take care of themselves and their family with their regular 9-to-5 income is looking for a second way to make money, okay, a second form of income, either through a second job or through a business on the side, simply because inflation keeps rising, but their employers' raise is not rising fast or enough, okay? So at the end of the day, people are looking for different ways to make money on the side to supplement their income. And most people are actually looking for ways to replace it altogether, because who wants to clock up? Who wants to punch a clock, y'all? Who wants to punch a clock, okay? No one does. No one does, okay? We were designed to be free. And so let me go ahead and share with you this opportunity I've got for all of you, because listen, there's no doubt about it that I have been able to help many, many people. You can look at my Instagram. You can see it at Luke Madeus, at LUCMADEUS. And you can see for yourself that I've not only do I do the business myself, but I have helped many other people do it. As a matter of fact, in 2020, I was recognized as one of the top 10 entrepreneurs disrupting the industry alongside great people like Grant Cardone, because of how I was helping people to pivot during the 2020 COVID pandemic into the real estate, and helping them to get their first deals closed and their business going, money in their pocket, and helping them to gain power and control over their financial life, because they have another way to earn money. And the beautiful thing about what I do, okay, that you can absolutely do, is real estate is a high income earning skill, right? What is a high income earning skill? A high income earning skill is a skill that you do when you do it, the returns on the time you spent, the money you spent, the focus you spent, and the tears you shed is a substantial amount. Let me go ahead and let me share that with you another way. Okay? A high income earning skill is like real estate investing. All right? When you know how to flip a house and make $20,000, $30,000 and do that in 90 days, that is for some people, that is their entire salary in literally a quarter of the year. That is a high income earning skill. And the best part about it is you do it with less than 10 hours a week of your actual work. Okay? And so I'm not just talking about this, y'all. I have been in the business since 2016. My first real estate deal was September 26, 2016 for $31,125.97. And I did it in under 90 days with the help of my mentor. Now, I want to go ahead and share this with you. I do not come from any kind of background in real estate. I do not come from any kind of wealthy background either, which means everything that I have done in my life, right, in terms of my business, in terms of my career, I have done without any kind of guidance within my direct circle of influence. No one in my family did real estate. No friends around me did real estate. Okay? Real estate wasn't even something that I was even paying any kind of attention to until I met someone who exposed me to it and helped me to see that I could do it. And it showed me the way. But because that happened, I went from being a broke college student from Haiti, okay? A broke college student from Haiti, bank account in the red, negative accounts, to making a check of almost $32,000. And with a little bit of my time, all I had to do is I had to have enough belief. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I didn't have a ton of belief at that time in my life. I was 23 years old, trying to figure out my way. I didn't have a car. Well, actually I did. It didn't work much. I sold that for $1,200 because I was going to try to do the business on my own at first. Completely lost all the money because I didn't know what I was doing. Okay? But because I got with somebody who did know what they were doing, I was able to learn and I was able to benefit from that. And today, I'm still benefiting from that. Today, I am helping other people, including myself, build wealth. Today, I help investors, people who have the money to invest in real estate. I help them invest in real estate securely, make guaranteed profit. Okay, I make sure that their numbers are going to make money. All right? And make sure that they're doing it the right way with the least amount of risk. I have done this for myself. And you know what? The best thing I ever learned about real estate investing, if you were to ask me, hey, Luke, with all the experience that you've gained, I have been in the industry now for 8 years. With all of the experience that I have and the knowledge that I've gained, I believe if I was talking to someone who was just getting started for their first year, knew nothing about real estate, okay, and they wanted to make their first 6 figures. I made my first 6 figures my second year. I broke $250,000 after my third year. And by my 5th year, I broke over $500,000. I think in that year, I did $677,000. Okay? And all of it came from this one strategy that I learned when I got started. And this one strategy is absolutely recession-proof. This is the same strategy that I taught to people in 2020 and helped them make money. People like Brandon Hughes. Brandon Hughes made just under $22,000, y'all. Under $22,000. Closed 2 deals. Well, actually, he made $28,000. He made $28,000 out of 2 deals. Both of those deals closed 2 weeks apart. Okay? He made $28,000 after 35 days of us working together, and all he did was put the plan to work. And y'all, this is simple. This is simple. If you're somebody right now who believes or thinks that real estate is not for you, go listen to my podcast, School of Wholesaling Real Estate. Okay, the School of Wholesaling on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. Go listen to my podcast and listen to my story. Listen to my story because, listen, there ain't no doubt about it. There are more layoffs happening, okay, when more layoffs to come. Since last year, job losses has increased by 3%. Inflation is still continuing to increase. Even if you have your job, you are still someone, if your income is not increasing by at least 10% every single year, you are at risk of falling to inflation. Why? Because inflation is going to continue to increase. And if your income is not continuing to increase, that means that there will become a day where you will need to go find a second way, keep the current way you're making money, and then go find a second way to make money to make it make sense. Or decrease your lifestyle in order for your one income to still be enough for you and your family. The reality is every single one of us should be doing every single thing that we can on the side if you love your job. And definitely, if you don't love your job, you should be doing everything you can on the side to create an income that replaces your job. But most importantly, everyone here needs to create an income that is going to help them to stay ahead of inflation, so you're not decreasing your lifestyle or feeling stressed because of finances, because inflation continues to rise, which it will never fall. So we might as well put on our big boy and big girl pants and really go out there and create that extra income. And the beautiful thing is it doesn't require a lot. I love real estate because it is a high income earning skill. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to God that the first thing I learned when I got into business, the first business I ever started was a real estate business. I'm grateful to God for that. I am grateful to God that the first strategy I learned in real estate investing was a strategy that is recession proof, because it helped me make money regardless of whatever market cycle I was in. So while I saw people I know to my left and to my right fall by the wayside and drown under the flood, we were able to still make money because we had a strategy that was still working. And so I am just excited to share with you how to do this. How many of you would absolutely love to do this? How many of you, if you're watching right now, if you would love to do this right now, if you would love to learn the simple strategy that you can do right now, spend less than 10 hours a week working in the business, okay? You can do this right now with a few simple steps from anywhere around the world. Doesn't matter where you are, okay? And it's so simple that young people could do it, all right? So if you'd love to learn that, type a 1 in the chat. Put a 1, boop, boop, boop. YouTube, put a 1. Facebook, put a 1. Instagram, put a 1. Put a 1. Because the job cuts keep rising. And you know what? What's here right now? We got robots coming. We got iRobot here, right? The robots are here. Okay, AI, artificial technology. Y'all, my car literally drives itself. It's the craziest thing. At first, I was totally scared of it. I'm taking my kids to school, y'all. We're taking our kids to school, and I'm like, I'm just going to turn this thing on. And I remember the first time, I was absolutely scared of it. It's making all the turns for me, and I'm trying everything in my power not to grab the wheel, okay? Take control back, right? But it's the coolest thing ever, because now I'm so used to it. It's just, I get in the car, bloop, hit the little stick, and the car literally, tell it where I want to go, and the car literally takes me from point A to point B. All of that is artificial intelligence. If you have a car that is able to self-drive, you have a car that's using artificial intelligence. If you have a car that knows that helps you with helps you stay in your lane, or has autopilot, right? It can keep the steering wheel straight. All of that is artificial intelligence. It's a form of it, right? And so artificial intelligence, y'all, like ChatGPT, okay, is coming. It's here, okay, and it is replacing people's incomes. It is replacing people's jobs. And I know all of us would love to believe we're safe, okay? But I'm going to tell you right now, if you are working a job, you're not safe. You're safe for today. So I want to make sure that that at the end of the day, you are prepared for if something like what has happened to other people and is happening to other people right now ever happens to you, right? I don't like the whole I don't like believing in bad things are going to happen. Although bad things do happen to good people, I love to have an optimistic mindset and speak only good things over my life and over yours, and I am. But I want to be real here at the same time, okay? We do not know if you are working a 9 to 5. You have no idea. It's not even just AI or robots coming to replace you. You know, Amazon laid off a bunch of employees. Those employees did not even know they were getting laid off. They showed up to work like regular, faithful employees, showing up to work for their employers and for their families. Absolutely faithful, right? Very, very, very respectful thing to do. And they showed up to work, and when they got there, they learned that they didn't have a job anymore. And so this type of stuff breaks my heart, y'all, which is why I had to break the silence, because I haven't came on live and talked about and just talked. I've been so busy. I've been so busy working with our team. I have been so busy doing a couple of properties we've got right now that I'm managing. I am working with a couple of investors. Guys, I am busy. I've got students. I am busy. And I have not been able to come up here and talk about this live. But for some reason, you know, when I saw this article, I'm like, okay, I got to break the silence. I got to do something. I got to put something in motion. I have helped people be able to shift and pivot during the pandemic. I'm helping people make money right now, okay? The thing is, I want to help more people, because when you become successful, well, I'm going to go ahead and say this. This isn't even to talk about success. Right now, I'm just raw, uncut, straight up conversation. Other people's lives are tied to your obedience. What does that mean? It means that everyone here, me, you, okay, I'm pointing at all the different platforms we got on here. We got a whole bunch of people here, okay? Me, you, and you, everybody here has other people's lives that are tied to our own. And when we are obedient and walking within our destiny, which our destiny brings us prosperity, your greatest level of prosperity and wealth is the one where you are living out your God-given destiny. Everything outside of that is a distraction. When you become aligned with what God has for you, and I'm not preaching here to change your religious belief. I'm just talking about something that's real. When you are working in your purpose, whether it is one that you feel is given to you by God, or you feel like is given to you by the universe, or you feel it's given to you by a creator, whatever you call it, at the end of the day, when you are living in your true purpose, the one that is in your heart, your destiny, your vision, that is when you are in your greatest power. That is when you will have the greatest opportunity to create the greatest amount of wealth for yourself. That is the way that is the opportunity for you to gain your riches. How many people win the lottery? Very small number of them. And when they do, they lose it all, most of them. How many of those people win the lottery? How many people win the lottery? A very small number of people out of people who play. That is what it's like when we are not living within our purpose. Because living within our purpose means that only we can do it. And because we're doing it, it gets done. And because it gets done, we reap the rewards and the benefits of all of it. Put a 1 in the chat if this all makes sense to you. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, your life is the time on the clock is tickety talking, and the hands on the clock is clickety clocking. Y'all know I like to have fun. Time is ticking, and time is not money. Although we like to believe it is, time is not money. Time can never be money, because time is absolutely infinitely more valuable than money. Which is why the key to gaining back your time is to get your money to work for money, so you don't have to. But the very first thing you've got to do is you have to get yourself into the first level of financial freedom, which is having your bills paid on time, taking care of your basic needs regularly, and buying back your time and investing. You got to be able to invest. Okay? So we need to have enough margin at the end of the day with our income. There's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job. Everyone here that has a 9-to-5 job, you should be leveraging your 9-to-5 job to make your to help you build a business that's successful and replace your 9-to-5 income. You should have right now, your goal should be to set up a business on the side that is high income earning. So when you get a result for all the work that you do, you get a substantial amount of money that can actually make a difference in your life. When you have achieved that and you have set up a business on the side, yeah, you got to do a little bit more work. Got to keep punching that clock. Okay? And for those of you who are in a position where you're like, you know what? I'm good. I don't got to sit this job. I want to go full throttle. That's your prerogative. However, I like to think that I'd rather be moving and have consistent wins rather than to have one big win and have to go back because I didn't have momentum yet. And so I want to help you gain momentum. But first off, you got to have a plan. How many of you here would love to have a plan? Type plan in the chat, in the comment section, if you'd love to have a plan that will help you be able to make money right now, regardless if there is a recession or not. You will continue to make money as long as you continue to leverage the plan. Put a 1 in the chat if you want the plan. Put a 1 in the chat if you want the plan. Because the great news is I am having a live free training, y'all, on Thursday. And I want to invite you to it. I'm going to be sharing with you my zero risk, recession-proof real estate investing secret that's currently making me $10,000 or more per deal. As of currently. And during this free training, I'm going to reveal to you how you can effectively repeat it in less than 90 days. What could an extra $10,000 in the next quarter do for you? What is life like? What could you do with that extra $10,000? And if you're wondering to yourself right now, okay, I got you. All right, look, I understand real estate. I have an interest in real estate. Or maybe you're someone who's just watching because you're interested in the information right now, and you've thought about real estate, but you don't know where to get started, and you're wondering to yourself, okay, well, I like what he's talking about, but is the free training really for me? Is it for my business? Is it for me? And I'm going to tell you right now, absolutely yes, this free training is for you, especially if you are new to real estate and have a desire to get started with very little risk in investment capital. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay, and this is absolutely yes for you, especially if you are a real estate investor or realtor looking to expand your business and reach your maximum potential in business. And this is especially for you if you have a desire to help people make a difference in your community through the safest investment vehicle on the planet Earth, which is Earth. This is also for you, especially if you are focused on dramatically increasing your income and have a desire to build wealth while making a lucrative profit to do it. And this is for you, especially if you desire to establish a recession-proof real estate business that will grow during economic recessions. Type a 1 right now if you are ready to learn how to put together and how to do recession-ready real estate investing. If you want your business to be a recession-ready real estate investing business. If that is you, if you desire to be a recession-ready real estate professional, whether you are an agent or you are simply just an investor who is fixing and flipping houses or buying and holding homes, and you're struggling finding deals, this is especially for for you. And if you're brand new to real estate and you want a piece of the pie, you want a piece of the multi-trillion-dollar real estate wealth transfer, okay, the multi-million-dollar wealth transfer, if you want a piece of that pie for you and your family through the vehicle of real estate, then this is especially for you, especially if you do not know how to get started, because the people I have helped to get started, people like Taylor, who was under 23 years old, younger than I was when I got started, closed her first deal in under 35 days, using the information I'm going to share with you during this free training this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. She made $21,250 using this information. Okay, and I want to help you and give it to you. And I've got a gift for you, for all of you who join. If you join, you want to really learn, you want to get in the room, you ready to take on real estate investing, type of one in the chats if you are ready to build wealth, type of one in the chats if you are ready to create a second stream of income that is high income earning, $10,000 a quarter. That's an extra $40,000 a year. What would that do for your life on the side? On the side, part-time, working 10 hours versus having to work an entire full part-time job. You can learn this skill, which you don't need a license for. You don't need a real estate license. You don't need any kind of prior real estate experience. You do not need any sales experience, and you will be successful given the information that I give you. You actually put it to work. And I'm going to give you an absolute amazing gift. I want to help you unlock the hidden secrets to building wealth and acquiring riches in real estate. As I shared with y'all, the numbers, the growth that I've had in real estate, rapid growth in my 8 years of real estate is all due to the fact that I have put myself in rooms with people who were moving at a higher level than me, people like Max Maxwell, people like Grant Cardone, people like Tony Robinson Sr., amazing people, Antonio Edwards, amazing people, Ron LeGrand, Rafael Vargas. Okay, there's a lot of people that I have learned from, and a lot of people that I have done business with, that I have learned from. But I'm going to tell you, the greatest teacher that I have is my experience, because I am an innovator in the business. I have created and done things in a way most people have not done it, even people who are at a very high level. I'm doing things differently. I'm helping people who don't have the means to be able to do things the way that the high level people teach it, because it requires you to have money, okay? Requires you to be able to pay for the systems, the tools, the marketing. I helped people who had no money make money in this business. My third ever deal I made with $0 in my pocket, because at that time in my life, at 23 years old, after closing those two deals, my first deal for $31,125.97 and my second deal for $11,500, I did not have good money management yet. Okay, I did not learn how to be I wasn't financially savvy yet. I wasn't a savvy investor yet, and I didn't have any money. So I had to figure out a way, because I knew one thing is I didn't want to go back to a job. I knew that. Okay, because why would I? Because I had something that was so great. I made over $40,000 in less than 6 months. I did not want to go back to a job. But one thing that I did do is I got creative, and I figured out, how can I do this without money? How could I do this without the one thing that I believe I need to be successful? And I figured out a way. I was able to close a deal and make $6,000 on that deal, which put me back in the game. And from that lesson I learned, I made sure that $6,000 got reinvested. So I never had to go back to doing what I had to do to make that happen. But I want to share with you 5 shocking secrets to real estate riches. This is a guide that I wrote. This is a book I wrote. I want to give it to you absolutely free. It won't cost you anything. It's absolutely free for you, because it is a guide that you must have, especially if you desire to learn how to make big money through real estate investing. Even if you're starting with little to no money, like I had to do. I remember I didn't have no money, y'all. Like literally, when I say I was a broke college student, I remember meeting with my mentor, who at the time was in Tony Edwards. I remember meeting with my mentor, and I remember literally like not having any money. We'd meet for like lunch and stuff like that, and I'd be looking forward to those days because normally he covered my lunch. You know, he was being a mentor. You know what I mean? He really cared, so he was covering my lunch, and I didn't have any money, y'all. I remember that this was my situation. But because I showed up anyway, which I'm gonna tell you, you know how that feels to show up anyway? To think of yourself as less than, which is how I used to think of myself, as less than. I did not have my power yet. You see? But because I believed enough in the dream, and because I believed enough in the possibility and the probability that I can create a different reality for myself, and because I believed enough in the plan that my mentor showed me, I showed up anyway. Even if I wasn't expecting him to get me any food, y'all. Don't get me wrong, I never asked him to get me any food. But which meant that even if I had to go hungry, I'm going to show up because I want to turn my life around. I'm so hungry that I don't want to be hungry anymore. And that gave me the hunger to go out there and get it. That gave me the hunger to stay up late. That gave me the hunger to block out the naysayers. That gave me the hunger to face my fears. That gave me the hunger to stand up and fight when I felt deep down inside I wasn't even worthy. That gave me the hunger to be worthy when I wasn't. That gave me the hunger to walk by faith and not by sight. That gave me the hunger to believe in what is possible versus what I see around me. Regardless of what my skills were like, it gave me the hunger to believe I could do it. And because I had a plan, I was just crazy enough to put all my eggs in that basket and just give it a try. And because I believed in it enough to work, and I kept on showing up even on the days where I felt like I wasn't going to make it, even after my first offer that I ever gave, which I completely bombed. That seller ate me alive, where I felt like giving up that day and saying, you know, this isn't for me. And I decided to show up anyway because my mentor cared enough to keep helping me. And because of that, because I decided to follow and walk in the path of the destiny that God had for me, I was able to fight through the difficult part in the beginning, which is all my mind trying to get me off of my destiny, trying to make me believe that I was not worthy, trying to get me to believe that I could not ever do it, trying to get me to believe that I don't have the skills, trying to get me to believe that I wasn't good enough, trying to get me to believe that I will never make it because I don't come from this. I don't come from real estate. Yeah, you don't come from sales. You don't know nothing about real estate. You can't be successful. I felt like giving up after my first offer. And I was an introvert by nature. I don't like talking. I do not want to do sales. But I did it anyway. Why? Because I was hungry. Not only was I hungry literally, I was hungry, y'all. I was tired of being hungry. I was tired of being broke. I was tired of going to school without a car. I was tired of having to sleep over friends' houses. I was tired of all that. And I was tired of coming from a family that came from poverty and seeing them struggle. I was tired of seeing my parents struggle. I was tired of all of that. So I decided, you know what? If this is the opportunity that's going to take me to where I can achieve wealth and riches, I'm going to go for it. Because at the time, I was in college. I went to Full Sail University. Why did I go to Full Sail University? Because at that time, I believed that how people who look like me can be successful in life is by either becoming an athlete, becoming an artist, a musician, or becoming an actor. So I decided my talent was music. Let me go to school for that. And when I discovered just how difficult and honestly, how important your network and honestly having money is, even in the music industry, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it shot my spirits down. When I discovered in my music business class that it cost over $5 million to make Justin Bieber from someone who was a nobody to a somebody, I was like, I don't got that. Where am I going to get $5 million from? I'm from Haiti, y'all. Where am I going to get $5 million from? There's nobody in my family got no $5 million. I'm like, where is this going to come from? I don't got credit. I can't go lend it. And even if I could, and even if I had the credit, then nobody going to give me $5 million. Okay? So I had to figure out another way. So when I found real estate, I absolutely went for it. And my mentor was 100. You know what? There was something that my mentor, there was one time I was talking to him, and he asked me, because he knew I was really heavily in music at the time, and he seen how much passion I had for it. And he literally asked me a very valid question. He said, hey, Luke, I'm going to give you a choice, man. What do you want to do? Which do you feel is a better path for you? Right? Here's the first path. You can go to Atlanta, Georgia, go get a job out there, go work in the studios day and night, right? And eventually, someone is going to notice your talent. Someone's going to notice your hard work and your ethic, and you're going to get in the right rooms with the right people, and you're going to get to where you want to go. And all you got to do is work your job while you do it. Or you can stay here. You can learn how to do real estate, okay? You can learn how to make this money, all right? And then in 5-6 years, you can do whatever you want. And that was one of my options. And you know what? That was the best question anybody ever asked me, because when I heard that, I thought about it. I said, you know what? I do not feel it's just something about working until I eventually become successful that just did not fit well with me. But then I had another option, which was to learn real estate. I decided to go for it. Worst case scenario is I fail. I'm not good at it, and I got to go, and I have to go up to Atlanta and work anyway. Best case scenario is that I do awesome at it, and now money's never going to be a problem for me. Okay, and then I can go back into music whenever I want with all the money I need to do whatever I want. This was my thinking at 23 years old. And so I did not have any money, y'all, when I got started. When Jesus called his disciples to come follow him, God was specific. He said, bring not your purse. You don't need to have money, y'all. Okay, so you're going to learn in this book how to actually get started in real estate investing, make big money without having to start with having big money. You can start with a little bit of money or no money, okay? Now, this is going to be good for you, especially if you desire to discover the underground strategies used by real estate investors to close lucrative real estate deals that they don't want you to know, okay? I'm going to give this to you all inside this guide, y'all. This is absolutely free. Listen, this is free. The live training is free. Okay, the live training is absolutely free. The book, the guide I'm giving you, 5 shocking secrets to real estate riches, is absolutely free. You're not paying for any of this stuff. I just want to give this away because I want to train some people, help them learn the steps that they need to know to make an extra stream of income on the side that is recession-proof, that can and has the ability to remove and replace your current 9-to-5 income and give you the power to do that for yourself. That's all I want to do. Absolutely free, okay? And this is good for you, especially if you think real estate wealth requires huge capital, because it doesn't. If you desire to close deals like a pro and watch your profits soar in a competitive market, maybe you thought about real estate, but you're in a market like where I am in Orlando, Florida. It's a very competitive market. We're closing deals here, y'all. I was closing deals here while other investors weren't. Okay? During the COVID pandemic, where we're located, the pandemic, because of the pandemic, businesses were only closed for 30 days. Essential businesses opened up after 30 days. And because we're essential, we're in real estate, we are in an essential industry, we weren't out of business for that long, okay? However, I still saw people not make it through because they didn't know how to pivot during that time. At that time, you can go to my podcast right now, go to School of Wholesaling on iTunes, on Stitcher, School of Wholesaling Real Estate, Luke Madeus, and you will see I talked about this. I talked about that during that time, and I said, y'all, we need to look at the landlords. Why? Because there's a moratorium in place. They literally cannot evict their tenants. Their tenants are not paying them rent. They're taking advantage. When the moratorium gets lifted, they're going to want to get out of it. They're actually going to want to get out of it right now because they're not making any kind of money. And we targeted those kind of investors and was making money because of it. So listen, you just have to know where to pivot. if you have been approaching real estate investing wrong, I want to show you the right way. I want to show you the right way. This is your chance to create wealth with zero risk. You're not investing any money at all to learn what I'm going to share with you. And you're going to learn how to do that using a zero risk real estate investing secret. The question is, are you going to take your chance to create wealth right now? Are you going to take your chance right now to be one of the people that takes advantage of the multi-trillion-dollar wealth transfer happening right now and protect yourself from job losses and job cuts? Protect yourself from having your income in the hands of somebody else who all they've got to do is decide that having you here is no longer of value to them, and your entire life has to change because of it. How many of you are tired of that? If you're tired of that, put a 1 in the chats. If you don't want that to be you, put a 1 in the chats. If you're ready to make a difference, put a 1 in the chats. If that's not you, put a 1 in the chats. But if you're somebody who's not working a job right now and you want to increase your income, put a 1 in the chats. If you want to invest in real estate without having to have the money, put a 1 in the chats. If you want to invest in real estate without having to have the credit, put a 1 in the chats. I had horrible credit, y'all, when I got started. You don't need credit for this. You just need belief and a plan and action. Belief, plan, and action. That's all you need. I want to give you the plan. The question is, will you take it? Will you put it to use? If so, all you've got to do to join me, all you have to do to join me for this free training is click the link in my bio. If you're on my Instagram, click the link in my bio, okay? If you're not on my Instagram, go to SOWcontent.com, SOWcontent.com, SOWCONTENT.com. And when you get there, click on Recession Ready Real Estate, the very first button right at the top, and get registered and get your free ticket to this workshop right now and get in the room. Because this Thursday, I'm going to be diving deep into what you can do, a plan that you can take action on right now to make $10,000 or more in the next 90 days without having to invest more than 10 hours per week. Okay? You can do this part-time with your job. All you need is 2 hours a day. How many of you here have 2 hours a day? Do you have 2 hours a day to change your life forever? Put a 1 in the chat if you have 2 hours a day to change your life forever. Because all you need is the plan, and then after you get the plan, you take action. Join me, and I will be more than happy to help you. I'm so grateful. Y'all, follow me on Instagram, okay? Luke Madeus, LUCMADEUS. And most importantly, make sure you tap in on my podcast. If you want to just learn right now and start learning more about this strategy, you can go to my podcast. Because I've been doing this strategy since 2016. There's nothing new under the sun, y'all. Nothing new under the sun, okay? However, it has been working. I am a testimony that it works because I have been able to go through every shift since 2016 and see profits being made. And so let's make it happen. If you are ready and you are serious and are curious and ready to start your real estate investing business, ready to grow your real estate investing business, ready to leave behind a legacy for you and your family, one that'll stand the test of time and do what God has asked us to do in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22, which states, a good man shall leave an inheritance for his children's children. If you are that good man or woman that's going to leave an inheritance for their children's children through the best inheritance leaving vehicle on the planet, which is real estate, join me for free at the Recession Ready Real Estate Investing event, which is completely online. And I am more than happy to walk you through the steps of what you can do right now to make that a reality. All right, y'all. I'm Luke Madeus. You know what to do. I'll see you soon. Peace.